Hello, good morning, my people. Welcome back to our very channel. We're here again with another information, and this one happened to be the State of the Nation broadcast. It's an emergency broadcast by Simon Eba. The tension is very high. The informations are coming, pumping up every day. You need to know where we are right now, so you must not miss the emergency broadcast. How he wants to, start the palliatives for the 2 weeks sit at home that's about to come. It is not a joke. The tension must be high, water, so that Nnamdi Kanu will be released. If you don't do it, they will keep him there forever. And they want him to die. They want him to die. And do you want him to die? He must not die in detention. Never. Never. Biafra will come. Please, let's go there.
I say what? A what? A what? A small. And I see a small puppy going forward. All of a sudden, I saw so many strange wild animals, lion, bear, great animals around the puppy. Then I saw the walk and saw that the animals around him are so many. Suddenly the puppy, what I saw last month is different from what I'm seeing now. The puppy is developing some futures of wild animals. This prophetic word is not to the negative. It's very important. The Biafra agitation serious. Every authority, there come a time when a revolution is about to take place. The gun, bombs, and bullets cannot hold an ideology.
You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job, Simon Ekpa. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new mission to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.
Good evening, good morning, fellow Biafrans all over the world, friends of Biafrans, supporters, well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen of the press who have come here today in your various locations watching this particular broadcast. I welcome all of you. Good evening from my end. This evening, I want to address Biafrans, encourage them for the days ahead. We have been faced with a lot of threats from the Islamic State of Nigeria. For those of you who do not understand why it is called Islamic State of Nigeria, I want to give a very brief background. The Islamic State of Nigeria as it is today, because the president is a Muslim, Muslim has taken over all the, positions, in making sure that the Abuja Declaration of 1989 is fulfilled. For those of you who do not understand what Abuja Declaration of 1989 means, Abuja Declaration of 1989 was a conference of Muslim nations in Abuja, Nigeria, where decided that they passed a resolution that the target is to turn Nigeria into Islamic State, making sure that every sensitive position is occupied by the Muslims. A lot of Nigerians are very ignorant of this 1989 declaration, Abuja Declaration. Today, it has been implemented 100%. And for that reason, you see that a Muslim is a president, vice president is a Muslim, and many of these positions has been occupied. Yet, they want to deceive you that Nigeria remain a secular state. It's a state to those who are ignorant, not to Biafran people. Again, because of our civil disobedience that have crippled the economy of Nigeria, starting from the state government from the Biafra region, I want to inform Biafra people today that for the past 2 years, after the kidnap of Mazen Amika, no crime, who has been discharged by Nigeria court, who is still being detained by the Nigeria state, at home civil disobedience, Nigeria lost 4 trillion naira. It's about over $5 billion. In 2 years, $5 billion Nigeria has lost for kidnapping Mazen Amika, and also to the sit at home by the Biafra people. And in the beginning, they try to deceive you. Samanekpa is the bad guy. They told you that Samanekpa is destroying the economy of Ndibo. I want you to understand today, it's nothing like the economy of Ndibo. Ndibo don't have economy. You say Ndibo have, does Ndibo have a government of their own? If you say economy of Ndibo, it means that you are actually have disassociated yourself from Nigeria, which is the right thing to do. Because you can't be within Nigeria and you are singling out economy of Igbo, therefore do not have any economy. Igbo do not have state of their own. Igbo do not have a government of their own. Igbo is not autonomy in Nigeria. Igbo do not have autonomy in Nigeria. Igbo do have a self-governed state in Nigeria. Igbo attached to Nigeria. So anybody that tells you you are destroying Igbo economy for sitting at home, call him illiterate. I want you to address them today as illiterate, because anybody that is literate, anybody that is sensible, knows that within the Nigeria setup, which is a scam, there is nothing, absolutely nothing like Igbo's economy or economy in the Igbo. Nothing like that. It doesn't exist. So ask them, where did they find this Igbo economy? I am here, of the Biafra Republic government in exile, and those of you that are press men and women in this program today, you need to stop addressing me as a self-styled prime minister. I am not a self-styled prime minister. I was elected by the Biafra Republic government in exile cabinet. And if you care to know, you now contact the Biafra Republic government in exile and ask question how Samanekpa become the prime minister. You were never part of Biafra government. You are not a Biafra struggle, but you are quick to address me as a self-styled prime minister. I am not self-styled prime minister. You have to address me properly. I am elected Biafra prime minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile. It's not self-styled. That is the correct mistake I want to correct this evening, is that Nigerian media and their brown envelope should stop addressing me as self-styled prime minister. enjoy over 70 million of Biafrans loyalty. And today, those representing Nigeria within Biafra territory has lost that particular loyalty to us. Because Biafra people have come to understand that we are the only government that fight for them. We are the only government that meant well. We are the only government, irrespective of the blackmail and propaganda. Biafra people are not stupid. Who love them. And they have come to understand that the government in exile and the de facto government in the homeland is the only hope of the future of Biafra. So, the reason why this particular broadcast is coming today, we're supposed to have a different broadcast, but because of event, a lot of things transpired, and so I am just here to address Biafrans on a very important issue, which is the invasion of the Nigeria terrorist military into Biafra land. And I want to call on all Biafrans not to panic. Don't panic, because nothing has changed. All the thing you see happening today, from the chief of army staff or whatever they call him, we have defeated him 2 years ago. We defeated Labaja when he was the commander of the Nigeria Army Enugu. We defeated him. A lot of people don't know this. The only thing that have changed in his name is general. He has become general. When he was the commander OC of the 18th Division Enugu, he was a major general, and that was just 2 years ago. So I do not understand. I believe that, of course, Biafra people are not panicking, but the propaganda that comes with it is that army chief have given a marching order. Army chief have ordered Nigeria army to invade Biafra land. Army chief have done this and done that, and as if this army chief is coming from a moon. As if this army chief has not come to Biafra land to, drive the agenda of Fulani. As if this army chief is not a Nigerian army chief. We've dealt with him before, and we are going to finish it this time around. Before, it was, very, very silent dealing. Now it is going to be an open dealing. Before I bring the analysis of today, to assure Biafra people that the coming sit at home, in order not to be used for propaganda, in order not to Nigeria to kill you and use your dead body for propaganda against Biafra and Samonepa, you have to stay home. If you are available to be used by Nigeria terrorist state as a to blame nobody. Before we go forward, I want every one of you to now listen to how Nigeria have lost over 4 trillion naira just because of our sit at home. Listen to it.
As consequences of the continuous sit at home on the economy of the Southeast is mind-blowing. According to a report from an International Center for Investigative Report, ICIR, there over $12.21 billion US dollars, or 5.37 trillion, has been lost to the sit at home since September 2021. This chilling figure was further corroborated by a study conducted by SBM Intelligence for Development Dev East Foundation Limited, putting the ongoing loss of the Southeast at about 30% of the gross domestic product of the zone's economy. Aside from the terrible state of trunk A roads, which has become a death pin.
Yeah. Politician telling you how Samaneba is destroying Igbo economy. Ask them to tell you, to give you evidence of Igbo economy. There is nothing like Igbo economy. You are not an autonomy government. You do not control your region. You are under Nigeria, and everything we do is under Nigeria. If we strangle your economy, we strangle the remittance you do. And I want everybody to understand that they say charity begins at home. Indeed, the charity is beginning at home. And that is why our civil disobedience is to strangle the Southeast government of Nigeria, who single-handedly, out of jealousy, people of Biafra as a terrorist group, where they had no arms, where they have not terrorized anybody, only because they were scared of the rising popularity of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the region. They proscribed him. That was not enough. They now went to Kenya to kidnap him only because they are scared of the rising popularity of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and indigenous people of Biafra. So, our charity begins. That's why when people tell you, go to Abuja and do sit at home, ask them, is it Abuja people that prescribe IPOB? Ask them, is it Abuja people Nnamdi Kanu? I am telling you today, ask them, is it Abuja people that ordered Malami not to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu since last year? No. From our investigation and our intel, it is the state governors of the southeast that are representing Nigeria within Biafra territory. And for that reason, our charity, which is to strangle the economy of Nigeria from southeast, begins at home. And that's exactly what we are doing. And we are not even using any force or any gun to achieve this. Listen to this I'm saying today. Just for you sitting at home for the past 2 years, we have been able to strangle the economy of Nigeria. That $12 billion that they have been making for ages, and there is nothing to show for it, you have actually dealt and they delve into their purse, and you are strangling them from their purse, and they are crying. And I want everyone to understand that today the military are threatening and threatening, and it is not going to move us. Look at this update here. EPA, we will no longer condone sit at home, Army wants IPOB. And when you see this particular picture here, he is called General Lagbaja, Chief of Army Staff, General Lagbaja, or Major General, they have not promoted him, Major General Lagbaja, Chief of Army Staff. Now, for those of you that don't understand what is going on, we defeated Lagbaja 2 years ago, and I would like to bring the video of Lagbaja for those of you in Biafra land who will think that Lagbaja is now coming and Lagbaja is a spirit, or Lagbaja is a breeze, or Lagbaja is somebody that we should be scared of. I want to assure Biafra's people today, during these 2 weeks at home, just stay indoor. Leave the Biafra Liberation Army and these criminal and terrorists that are invading our land, let them have a field play in Biafra. Do not come out, because the Nigerian army will stop at nothing, killing you and use it as a propaganda. They have done it in the past. They are continue to do it. They will recruit Asaridu Kubo. They will recruit the Bubago. Tell them to go to the street and kill people. And then they will say, oh, it is Samarakpa that ordered. We have known their modus operandi, and that is why we always come to shout, so that you will not say nobody told you. Now, I want everybody to listen and watch Lagbaja. This particular Lagbaja now, commanding 82 Division. So, he did not come to Biafra land today. He did not just come to know what is going on in Biafra land. He is part of the killings of our people. He has participated in killing our people during Obiano regime. Watch.
With all our hearts, we pray and ask, God bless America, God bless the shining light that we give. To make her better, the only
can see he's a very smart gentleman. So I look forward to really working with him. I've had excellent working relationship with all the dioceses I became governor. So you're welcome. Thank you. So you can also address.
Your Excellency, Chief Obiano, the Governor of Anambra State, senior officers, members of the media, good afternoon. I'm Major General K. Lagbaja, the General Officer commanding the 2 Division. I deemed it right to be in Anambra this afternoon, having just assumed office as the General Officer commanding the 2 Division about a week ago. My visits to Anambra State, especially Onitsha this afternoon, is to serve 3 objectives. First is to come and introduce myself to His Excellency Chief Obiano and tell him that I've assumed command as the General Officer commanding, so that I will not hear it from afar that I need justice in town. And secondly is to thank His Excellency for the wonderful job he has done providing necessary assistance to the Nigerian Army and other military formations in Anambra State in terms of vehicles and even in intervention in our infrastructure in the barracks. And thirdly is to quickly come and assess the situation in Anambra State, considering the security challenges that we have experienced in the past 1 week. Having experienced attack by dissident groups and criminal elements on military deployments, especially along the Onitsha or the corridor, and to sit down, rub minds with my commanders on the ground, and fashion out way to quickly address the security challenges, so that together we can work as a team and propel this state to the desired economic development of the government and the good people of Anambra State. So I thank His Excellency very well for the wonderful assistance, and I pledge the loyalty and the support of our 82 Division and every Nigerian Army asset and resources that are deployed in the eastern region of Nigeria to use them and bring them to the disposal of the state government to ensure that peace and security reign in this part of the country. Thank you.
Thank you, General. Thank you.
That is or was the Lagbaja, today the Chief of Army Staff, who now is bragging that he is deploying troops to Biafra land to lay siege on our land. The reason why I'm bringing this video is to refresh the brain of Biafra people that you see this road that we are about to walk through again. We have been there before 2 years ago. You see this bragging of Nigeria terrorist army. We have been there 2 years ago. Today we have now metamorphosed to a complete liberation army with force and with modern equipment. 2 years ago, when this man was bragging in Anambra, they deployed him and his troop to Enugu to come and kill Biafrans. It was the GOC of Enugu 82 Division. You see him bragging to Obiano how he has come to do this and do that, while none of them has actually engaged any terrorists from Sahel who have come to lay siege on our forests, who has come to continue to kidnap people in our roads and all that. Many kidnapping by the Fulani terrorists are happening just by the checkpoint, the military checkpoint. None of them has actually arrested any terrorists. Never. We have never heard them in the news. We have never seen any picture or any image of them apprehending terrorists. The one they managed to get, they release them after 6 months. They say they are repentant Boko Haram. And they recruit them into Nigerian army again, only to come to our land and begin to commit murder, massacre, genocide, and annihilate our people. So, Biafra people, what you see today, we have been there before. And this time around, it is not going to be even easy for them. Army chief ordered troops to counter sit-at-home enforcers. We are not enforcing sit-at-home. They are the one enforcing the sit-at-home in order to blackmail the movement. You know, they know the implication of sitting at home. They know that once Biafra, as the Biafra has complied for the past 2 years, first, they told you that we cannot sit at home every Monday. Now, they are accepting Monday. They say, oh, leave it on Monday. Leave it on Monday. Monday is good. No! Anytime you become comfortable, it means that the reason for that particular cause has failed. You can never be comfortable and win anything from what you are doing. So when you are embarking on any project, any cause that has to do with civil rights movement or civil disobedience, and then you begin to feel comfortable, it means that that particular purpose has been defeated. So every Monday sit at home, everybody is comfortable. Nigeria is comfortable. We are seeing that they were not talking, and it means that, you know, gradually they feel that they are defeating the purpose of the Monday sit at home. So we need to speak in a very tough language. That is why since last year we have the 4-day sit at home in December, and then we have another sit at home for many days, and now we have 1 week sit at home, and we are giving condition. The condition is release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who you kidnapped, which is a crime under international law, which your own court has ordered the release. You continue to detain him illegally. So we made this particular declaration. If you release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu between now and 30th of this month, we will cancel the 2 weeks at home. Failing to release him, you are going to see how this sit at home will break Nigeria up. I am telling you the fact. You see this sit at home, these 2 weeks sit at home, we will come with another tough measures. If after the 2 weeks sit at home, they did not release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we will come with another tough measures. Remember, as this sit is going, simultaneously, we are going to be implementing the economic sanction, economic sabotage. Anything that is bringing money to the table of Nigeria state within Biafra territory, we must make it difficult for them. It is a right. Anything that is bringing money to facilitate this man pushing Nigerian military and terrorist group into our land, to invade our land and intimidate our children, intimidate our women, kill them, molest them, we are going to stop that fund from Biafra territory. Starting from the oil, starting from the revenue generated by state, starting from all this particular revenue that are generating from our market, we will begin to design a template and mechanism to make sure that we reduce the generation of revenue in each state to zero. We told them that the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will facilitate the emergence of Biafra. They thought we were joking. Today, what is happening? I want everyone watching me today to be very, very courageous. Forget all this, their threat, this here and there. Army is coming, you are inviting army. We have been at war with these people for the past 2 years. Is it because it is not on social media? Is it because the Nigerian news are not reporting it? Sometimes we chip you in what is happening in Biafra land. We are at war with Nigeria already. And our job and our duty is to carry our people along for them to understand that what we are doing is for their own good. We are fighting to protect you. When these terrorists come, the army is not there. You rely on individual security. You rely on private security. You rely on a vigilante group. You rely on a bubago that have come as a jihad in a jihadist disgust. They tell you, oh, army is not enough. They tell you police is not enough. But when it comes to Biafra struggle, you see them deploying army, you see them deploying security. The security they cannot deploy when there is an attack in a community by the Fulani terrorists. The security they will not deploy when 700 people killed in Plateau State. The security they will not deploy when Benue State is under bombardment by terrorist jihadists. When these people come to kill, you will not see the military. The military is always strong when it comes to Biafra liberation. The military is always showing force when they see our women and our children without arms. But when they see Biafra Liberation Army, they run for their life. I want to encourage every one of you today to stand very strong. In the coming days and weeks will be very, very interesting. I want you to understand that the days ahead are evil. You must stand very strong. I am sending a very strong message to the Biafra Liberation Army commanders, the personnel, the Eastern Security Network, to stand strong. There is nothing have changed. What you see now is old wine in new bottle, or new wine in old bottle. It is the same thing. Now the same people, Labaja has been there 2 years ago. We defeated him. We defeated his troop. We defeated his men. He could not deliver. When he was in Kaduna, they say he did a good job to terrorists. We are not terrorists. We are fighting a just cause, and the land of Biafra is fighting and protecting our men. That's why nobody can come to Biafra land and defeat us. Go and mark it today. Labaja will be disgraced in Biafra land in the coming weeks. Nigeria Terrorist Army will be disgraced in Biafra land in the coming weeks. In the coming weeks, Labaja will never ever remain the same in his career. Believe me, and mark what I'm saying today. Why I brought this video is for Biafra people who are now panicking that, oh, Labaja has come, Labaja has come. To tell you that Labaja has been there, commanding 82 Division 2 years ago during Governor Obiano's regime. And you see him promising Governor Obiano, did he change anything? Did he stop us from agitating for Biafra? Did he stop the sit at home? He was the GOC of the 82 Division. Obiano was going from one market to another, doing time. Come out and sit at, don't sit at home, don't sit at home. Criminals, corrupt leaders have the interest of Biafra at heart. We have the interest of Biafra at heart, and that's why the Biafra people must listen to us and follow what we are doing, so that it is going to lead to the Nigeria. In Nigeria, where police brutalize you, Nigeria state where military conscious, where military is doing police work, Nigeria state where you is an Islamic state, and we are not going to succumb to the land subjugating us into out to fight our freedom and get our freedom. It starts with civil disobedience. This civil disobedience I attack, and today reason I want you also
We
Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very important. He is to this very awareness that we're making. And you
As consequences of the continuous sit at home on the economy, according to a report from an international.
The consequence of the Southeast is indeed mind-blowing. The consequences of the sit at home in the Southeast is mind-blowing. That those politicians who come from the Southeast and they claim to go, why are they not talking about home and they are attacking Simon Ekpa? Why are they focused on what is doing because of what they have done to the Biafra people? Why do they focus on Simon Ekpa and Biafra people and not solving the problem? Understand that they violated their own law. Why can't these people understand that you must first of all obey your own law in another country and demand justice? You can't be coming to feel somebody is causing problem, somebody in your country, somebody also being lawlessness in your own country. Own people, you don't have anything to, you don't protect your own people. You have to first of all the way you treat your people is the way other people treat you. Today is under international law. Self-defense, using the same weapon to buy a knife, fight you with AK-47. You know, Biafra Liberation. You come with a machine gun RPG. No, you don't expect. We are going to defend ourselves with RPG. If you come with GPMG, you come with anti-aircraft, we are going to defend ourselves with anti-aircraft. Expect me to go and start giving knife and machetes to people to fight those who come with guns. You come bring these 2 weeks at home to fight Biafra people with powerful weapon that we are going to use if you come to keep Biafra people. We are going to defend. At home. So come in the name of are bigger in number than those who want to live from Nigeria. I saw them playing audios of Simon Ekpa acquiring arms. We need arms to defend our land. Defense. And here and right now, military disgust will not come to our culture. If you have access to any country, who have it to support, so that we will not be annihilated, so that these terrorists in military disguise will not come to wipe us away from the surface of earth, so that we defend our faith, our culture, our value, and our life. So my people, if you have access to any country that is going to give us arms and ammunition, please, we are open and our arms are open. We want more of them to be able to defend our land. So I do not know why people who claim to be fighting for Biafra will be sharing my audio where some rapper is talking about, you think I'm going to be using Kalaport to defend Biafra? No, it is not Kalaport. We are going to source for arms and modern weapons to be able to face Nigeria state. And that's exactly what we're doing. That's why they can never defeat us. So when they think that they have arrived, we are going to open a new chapter for them. So I am encouraging every Biafra today to make sure you stand your ground. We are winning this war. Stand your ground. Do not move an inch. Don't be panicking. Do not be discouraged. Stand very firm for the freedom you seek. What did I say? I said I am calling on entire Biafra people anywhere you are in the world to stand your ground, that the freedom you seek is here.
Nigeria, on a daily basis, witness the impunity which is so-called Fulani herdsmen extremists who shared ethnic and religious identity with President Buhari and the Fulani elite, which now dominates all key institutions in Nigeria.
To open an investigation specifically into the wide-scale and systematic killing of the civilian population, and most notably targeting the indigenous people of Biafra.
Clear that now we've put the Biafran issue on the radar screen of the government, of the Biden administration, of Congress.
Ongoing and wide-scale systematic killing of the civilian population, and again specifically targeting the IPOB.
Of weapons being used against Biafrans, but affirmatively supporting an effort to have a independence referendum organized and conducted by the United Nations, as we've done in South Sudan.
Formally open an investigation and look into what we are identifying as a genocide that's being committed by the Nigerian government and extremist Fulanis against the indigenous people of Biafra.
There's been nothing in experience since 1960 to suggest there simply is not a way, given the history of division between the Fulani and the Biafrans, to think that they can coexist under a single sovereign roof.
You must go and listen to Simon Ekpa, who is doing a very fantastic job. Very great job that Simon Ekpa is doing. Very, very, absolutely fantastic job that he's doing. You must listen to him and share his videos accordingly. Very, very important. He is bringing a new dimension to this very awareness that we are making, and you must listen to him. Very, very important.
All right, I am bringing again the video of the consequences of our civil disobedience in Biafra land.
The consequence of the continuous sit-at-home on the economy of the Southeast is mind-blowing. According to a report from an International Center for Investigative Report, ICIR, there are over 12.215 billion US dollars, or 5.37 trillion, has been lost to the sit-at-home since September 2021. This chilling figure was further corroborated by a study conducted by SBM Intelligence for Development Dev East Foundation Limited, putting the ongoing loss of the Southeast at about 30% of the gross domestic product of the zone's economy. Aside from the terrible state of trunk A roads, which has become a death trap in recent times, transportation and one of the indispensable lifeblood of the economy in the region is losing over 10 billion naira for each sit-at-home day. That means that every loss to the Southeast is a gain to the economy of other zones in Nigeria. However, lawmakers from the Southeast region of the country are not leaving any stone unturned in ensuring that the insecurity connected to the sit-at-home of the faction of indigenous people of Biafra IPOB led by Simon Ekpa comes to an end. So joining us now on the show is Ikenga Nguchiere, member House of Representatives for Idiato Federal Constituency in Imo State. Great to have you, Ikenga. Ikenga, how can we end this menace? of sit at home that has become a nefarious needle needling the good people of the Southeast.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much, fellow Biafrans. And as you all can see, we must be very, 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 very consistent in what we do. Do not listen to any media propaganda. Stand your ground. They never loved you. They have been making this money for the past 60 years, 50 years, 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, and you don't have road. You have no good road. You have no good hospital. You have no good school. You don't have a job. There is nothing to show for it. This time we fight once and for all. And I want to promise all of you one thing. I have come to finish it. Listen and listen very attentively. I have come to finish it. This is a relay. And I am going to be the last leg. You know, in relay, you run and pass the betting, and the person will take the betting and run to pass to another one. I am the last person, and I am going to be the last leg to finish this race. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who have done all, they betrayed him, and today they use him to do politics. Some people will go to Abuja to discuss how to get appointment, and then they will come to social media and write they went there to discuss about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is all lies. My anger came from the fact that after the meeting in Abuja, 2 governors contacted me because it's like they are not happy anymore, even though they cannot show it. They contacted me and they said enough is enough, yet they cannot be bold enough to do something. There will even other people, other military to go and start attacking our men. 2 governors of the Southeast contacted me and told me the reason for Abuja meeting is to deploy the military, to try once more that they don't want to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So it is evil and very unbelievable that while they are in the closed door having meeting and they will come publicly to lie, and these people don't even have conscience. They come publicly to the press to lie about they are demanding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release. It is a lie. What they went to Abuja to do is to bring more military to see whether they are going to succeed. But let me tell you, like I have already told them, this time around, it is going to touch everybody. I am telling you the fact. This particular seat at home, if military come to kill any Biafran, it is going to escalate. And the escalation will be worse than what you see today. May God bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May God bless Biafra Liberation Army. May God bless the Eastern Security Network. May God bless the Biafra Republic Government in exile. May God bless the woman and their husband. May God bless all our cabinet. May God bless the sponsors of this liberation movement of Biafra. May God bless all of you who pray for us. May God bless all the kings, all the chiefs, the de facto government in the homeland. May God bless all of you. I want everybody to understand that we are working out our palliative for the 2 weeks sit at home. And it will be communicated in a way that our people will be safe. We have gotten intel that some of the governors are planning to start attacking.
Thank you, my Prime Minister. They will attack themselves. They will kill themselves. They cannot succeed because they have failed humanity. They have failed Biafra people. They have failed the youths. They failed freedom. They are perpetual slaves. And if they want to remain perpetually in slavery, they will do that for themselves, not for us. Because we'll do that self-referendum. Self-referendum will decide our fate. And that is it. It's our right to defend our land and to live the right life we want to live. Thank you, my people, for your audience on this channel. Love and support. God bless you all.